everyone, this is Mizuki Arts. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be drawing cursed images that you guys sent me as cute girl illustrations. So first things first, I got my sketchbook ready. Here's some pretty shots of my paint palette. And here are some of the images that you guys sent. You guys really came through for me. And the first one I decided to go with is actually this bizarre pink shark with legs. I absolutely felt the compulsive need to turn this cursed shark into a cute pink mermaid, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna give her her shark tail, and she's gonna have lots of pastel pink all over her. She's just going to be very soft and surreal, kind of like this image. Well, I guess the original image isn't very soft, except in terms of like the colors and stuff, but I want this mermaid to have like soft cutesy vibes and stuff, and the image is just so strange. Like I have to wonder like what the circumstances for this image were. Like, was this just some like image from someone's like Tumblr or whatever? Was this like someone just goofing around with their friends? Like what's the deal? Is this like a movie set? I don't know, something about the whole environment of this picture looks so fake. So I did actually end up carrying that over into this drawing. You'll see that later on, I think, as the sketch develops, but it really is kind of a just very surreal, strange image, especially like the way that the shark is posed. Like the person is just like crouched down or crawling or whatever you want to call it. It's really funny. And the pink is kind of like throughout the image, like the whole thing. I don't know if this is just because of the download quality or what, but it looks kind of blurry, like kind of how photographers had a trend for a little while of putting like Vaseline over their lenses to create like a blurry, soft look. That's kind of how the whole image looks. And like there's the pink flowers, and it kind of coordinates with the pink shark. So as you can see, I added some of the flowers into her hair, and I ended up giving like her pearls on her top, just to kind of carry over some of that soft kind of, I don't know, Vaseline lensed looking feeling that the picture has. And the only area I was able to include the green in was the fish in kind of like the watery background you'll see when I paint it. But I kind of wish I'd included that more in her design. I don't know, maybe that would make her blend in too much to the background, but you'll see. I kind of wish I had thought to like give her kind of a chaotic personality, but I guess I didn't want like all the characters in this video or in this potential series to have like the same personality, you know? So I gave her like a very soft kind of shocked look, I guess. So she kind of matches the strange feeling of the image, but not necessarily like she's chaotic in any way, you know, if that makes sense. The next image, I definitely like play up the cursed levels a little bit more. I remember when I was asking people over on Instagram to send me cursed images, I really wasn't sure what to expect, but again, you guys really pulled through for me. There were so many good ones, and it really was so hard to choose, and I tried not to choose like pictures from the same people, you know, like I tried to choose pictures from different people. I don't remember if I ended up doing that or if I ended up just collecting them all into a folder and then like choosing my favorites from there, but I kind of think next time I'll be more careful so that I make absolutely certain that I don't end up with like doubles for any one person. That being said, you probably have picked up on the idea that I will probably be doing this again. This was kind of like a really fun kind of challenge for me, and even though I could only fit 2 drawings in this video, that's kind of why I want to like revisit it later on, just because it was so much fun. But I think I'd definitely do it like with a character design theme. Like maybe if I do it in May, I'll do mermaids or something, or maybe fairies would be more my speed. I don't know. I've been on a real fairy kick lately. I've actually been on a fairy kick for a little while, but lately it's kind of had a surge, so to speak. If you follow me on my Ko-fi page, you'll see lots of like behind the scenes and stuff, and you'll know that at this point I have a lot of fairy works in the running right now, and you'll probably get to see a behind the scenes post probably up by the time this video is up, just talking about like my process for at least one of my fairy pieces. And every year I do like a week-ish of mermaid, give or take. I never do a full month of it, but I definitely like to do at least a week of it. So maybe I'll film that process and I'll do like a week of cursed images as mermaids or something. I think that would be pretty cool. You guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comments or something. And in the meantime, let's talk about what's on screen, because now we're in the coloring. I ended up giving her a nice warm dark skin tone because I thought it would pair nicely with the pastels. And I, as mentioned, did end up painting the fish a green, although I kind of muted it because, again, we're working with mostly pastels. So I wanted to give some nice contrast and make them just look like especially natural, especially dark, kind of to almost match the grass color in the original image. I don't know if that makes sense. I think there are a lot of different shades in the original, so it's kind of hard to match it exactly, but I definitely went with like the darkest tone, again, because pastels. And I gave her a seashell bra, as you probably saw in the sketch and inking, and I ended up painting it this like pearly white pink color, I think, and I gave her dark hair. Don't freak out when you see me paint over these roses here. I ended up coming back over them with a thicker layer of gouache, just because I thought that would be easier than trying to paint around all of them, and it helped them to stand out a little better too. Something I've learned about working with gouache recently is that you can't try and force light colors to be laid down first. Like, I still have a bad habit of laying my light colors down first and then going in with dark colors, which is fine depending on your piece, I guess. I've heard you start light and then you move dark, but in cases like these, sometimes you can't, where it just makes sense to go in with your dark color and then kind of go over and refine the details and add in like the higher notes, I guess. I don't know. My painting style is a little bit simple. Like, my artwork overall has, I think, a decent amount of detail, but it's not an art style I'd consider to be particularly complex. So I guess what I've learned only really applies for like my personal art and stuff. I think while I'm in school, it might be a little different, where you kind of start with the lights and then you darken things. But I don't know. I think for different mediums and different styles, different things work. But this is just something I've discovered that works for my particular style. And then I got to go in and make this image feel especially akin to its original, because I got to add lots of sparkles, which always make a piece feel more dreamy and surreal, and that's kind of important when you're working with cursed images that particularly look like the one that this piece is based off of, where they're kind of blurry, kind of soft and dreamlike. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with all the little sparkles and little star shapes and things like that. And this piece is done. We'll have one more character to show off for this, but let me know what you guys think about this piece. I really do love like the soft pastels and like the pretty little pearls, and then to have this kind of like murky looking background. I feel like it kind of suits the original. And now for this next piece, we are going to do this strange image of a doll holding a fork and a spoon. Now for this piece, I went quite a different direction than the other one. Since this photo shows a clown doll of sorts, holding a fork and a knife, and the angle is so strange, all I could think of was like serial killer clown. Now, hold on here. The doll is really, really cute, right? So why did my brain go straight to that? Well, I'll tell you why. the image was dark, so it kind of looks like, to me, like the background is kind of ominous. The camera clearly has its flash on, so I just kind of ran with that and made a clown that I think is more suited to a dark or sharply lit environment, like one with very, very extreme lighting in a dark room, you know. But I did give her like super cute clothes because I felt like that was important. I kind of followed the clothing of the doll, but not exactly, because this is supposed to be turning the images into like cute girl characters and not necessarily turning any one part of the image into a cute character. So I kind of just let myself alter the clown doll's clothes to kind of fit whatever I wanted. So I cropped her pants into shorts, and she has cute overalls now, and I gave her shirt kind of a collar at the top. I don't know if the original has a collar or not, I'm not sure. And I turned her yarn hair into like curly pigtails, which I think is really cute. Honestly, now that I'm looking at her, she reminds me of one of my old OCs, just because one of my old OCs had that like long fringe and then short hair, if that makes sense. So it's kind of funny. And then for the line work, I ended up like accentuating her teeth and lips a little bit, just because the doll has like a cute simple little mouth and a little button nose and all that, and I decided to kind of play it up a little bit for this more ominous version, and she's wielding a spoon and a knife, just because those are kind of important parts of the image. I think it kind of adds to the overall strange feeling of the image. I'm kind of like super fond of her cute little puffy sleeves with the ruffles at the end. I know the original had kind of a puffy sleeve to it, but I did end up just adding the ruffle because I think it suited the outfit, and this kind of like curly kind of look she has to her. Like, she has these very scraggly ends to her overalls, and then she has this like very wild hair, so I think it kind of suited it to add more ruffles, just to give this piece a lot more texture. I did end up messing up on some parts of the liner, I think because I was in a little bit of a rush on this day in particular. And then I got to the coloring of this piece, which is always my favorite part, and I ended up going with red as that first color to add in shadows and such. And of course I gave her lots of blush because that's what I do, but I definitely had a hard time finishing this piece just because I messed up so much in the line art. Like, you can see that spoon looks like it's melting, honestly, and yeah, the fork doesn't look great either. I altered the shape of it a little bit, and I think it looks strange, just because I didn't alter it enough for it to look like it was on purpose or anything. It just kind of looks weird, I don't know. So lots of little mistakes. And then I added some strawberry jam to just about everything. I think you'll see early on, I had a little mistake with my paintbrush where it rolled across my paper, and you'll see that one splotch of red on her sleeve, and I just decided that's it. She already looks like crazy, so that's strawberry jam, and it's everywhere. Ordinarily, I don't think I'd paint something with such violent undertones, but you know, she's a psycho clown killer, you know, so that's never been done before. It's very original. I'm definitely the first person to make a psycho clown. As you can see, we only designed the most original characters on this channel. The most. Never been seen before, never been done before, no one's ever done anything like it. Yeah. I think it's really funny that that one little paint splotch ended up changing the painting so much, because even though I was going to make her like this psychotic clown, I definitely would not have taken it this far, and I enjoyed actually changing things up so much in this drawing, or painting I guess, just because I went so crazy with it, even if by accident, you know. And I ended up giving her this cute green top to pull in the elements of like the color from that little cloth in the background. So yeah, I had fun like changing things and making this clown girl kind of her own, because even though she is reminiscent of the doll, she's pretty clearly very different, which is cool. And creepy dolls are usually a little bit outside of my realm, as most of you probably know, especially if you've seen like my desk cleaning video. You'll know that I absolutely love dolls and toys and things like that. They just give me so much happiness, so the idea of one being scary just never really like resonated with me at all. So it's definitely weird for me to make like a creepy doll character or a creepy clown at that. Like I don't find clowns scary. I guess I just don't get it. I draw like clown makeup sometimes on my characters and I don't find it scary. I just enjoy like adding the colors and stuff. So I don't know, this is like very outside of what I'd normally paint. And as you can see, I added more strawberry jam, and I even wrote strawberry jam in this piece, just because I sometimes think that my pieces that are just for YouTube look a little non-committal or like too simple. Like they're like, I said, okay, that's good enough. So I definitely didn't want that to be the case for this piece at all, or either one of the pieces in this video. So I'm glad I went a little further and really added a little bit of color on this page, just because she really was kind of blending in a little bit, because I didn't actually give her a lot of red in her clothing. Like I pretty much just gave her red blush and red buttons, and that's kind of it. So I'm glad I poured in a little bit more, and as a result, those words like strawberry jam really are like the you know, the thing that catches your eye on this page, which I guess is fine because she really does blend in a lot. So yeah, this is the finished piece. This one ended up way different than the original photo. Like looking at it now, I'm like, wow. she went a lot farther, I think, than even our mermaid girl, where she's just, you know, entirely different. So this video was super fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye! But real quick before I go, I'd like to say thank you so much, Ashley, for supporting me on Ko-fi. Your support means the world to me, and if anyone else wants to support me on my Ko-fi page, the link will be in the description for all these rewards. So yeah, thank you guys so much for your support, and like and subscribe if you haven't already and you feel like it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!